Ahoy there, Captain Benzie here, coming at you with a video for Eve Echoes. Today, as I'm recording this, is Saturday the 13th of February, which means the Guardians Gala is in full swing. Now, I'm aware I've missed the past 2 days of uploading. Sorry, I have had a very sick wife and 2 very sick cats, one of whom is still at the vet and still appears to be in a critical condition, so content has kind of sadly taken a backseat to life at the moment. But with the Guardians Gala in full swing, I thought I'd sit down with you all very quickly, go through everything you need to know about the Guardians Gala. So we're going to have a look at what this event is, how you can get involved in it, and all the cool, crazy rewards that you can find whilst you do so. Now, if you do enjoy this video, let me know by hitting like on it, sub to the channel for all things Eve Echoes, ding that notification bell to never miss an upload, and of course let me know in the comment section down below what topics you want to see me cover in future videos. If you want to go the extra mile to help support this channel, you can do so by joining me over on Patreon. Details are at the bottom of the screen now, and we have a Redbubble merchandise store, link in the description. So if you've ever fancied representing the Catskill Academy or this channel, you can do so by heading across to there and having a look at the awesome designs on a various different number of like merchandise items, t-shirts, hoodies, you name it, it's all there. Anyway folks, that said and done then, let's jump into talking about the Guardians Gala. Now, if I open up the event tab whilst docked to the station, you'll see that of course we have our monthly login rewards as usual, but we now also have the Guardians Gala. The first thing to notice about this is that there is a daily login reward for this, so make sure that you are logging in every day on every character to claim everything possible. There's a good 25,000 skill points there, a whole load of the special crates, a couple of the sort of like the rig and weapon safes as well that you'd normally get from the login rewards, and I know those are really useful. And on day 7, if you stick it out the whole way through and manage to get all 7 logins, if it'll let me tap through, which it's not going to let me, there is a Venture skin at the end here as well. There we go. If I open up the Venture and actually have a look at its page, find the right one, there we go. There is a Venture skin available for login if you get all 7 days of login rewards. Now, the Guardians Gala is, of course, it's an event that has existed in EVE Online for a while. It's basically the Valentine's Day event, but things are a little bit different here in EVE Echoes. So basically, beyond the daily login rewards, you also get these safes, these encrypted safes. Now, what on earth do you do with those? Well, if you get one of them, you can either force it open, or you can use a decoder. Now, there are a couple of different ways to get the decoders, and I'll come to that in just a moment, but essentially these safes contain skins. They contain loads of the new skins, all of the Guardians Gala ones, which we'll have a look at in a moment, plus a whole plethora of the already existing skins, like the red copper, the water skins, that kind of thing. Now, if you force it open, it's a temporary version, 15-day version of that skin license, whereas if you use one of the decoders, it appears to be one of the permanent versions. So how on earth do you get the decoders? Well, as it says here on the Guardians Gala page here, you do have the ability to do new news missions. Now, if I open up the encounter menu and go to the news missions here, I'm currently looking at advanced because I was doing some content on this. I should probably refresh this. But if we have a look, you can see there's one here called Love Triangle. It's in sort of a yellowy colour here rather than the gold or the standard colour there. And at the bottom, I think I spotted one earlier, is a delivery version. Nope. Oh, there we are, yes. Hunter's Trap, it's another combat one. These, you see, are in the gold versions here. Now, if you complete these, if I scroll back up and have a look at Love Triangle Advanced, as you complete these, you'll see that you get a reward here, which is usually a encrypted safe. And if we have a look at the other one down here as well, I think that's an encrypted safe as well, but let's just be sure. There we are. These give you encrypted safes, as do the daily login rewards, etc. What I am going to do is just move that onto hard, just to showcase what they look like under hard as well, if like me you're Tech 8 or higher. Let's have a look and see if we've got any. There we are, Hunter's Trap hard. It's already a 5 million ISK reward as well, which is pretty sweet. Further down, Seeds of Romance, here we are. This is one of the delivery ones. So you can get these as delivery quests too. Obviously this requires 50,000 cubic meters of cargo hold. My Drumiel only has 200, so I can't do that in the current ship. But it gives you an idea. And there's Love Triangle hard again there at the bottom. You see they've got this like logo behind them as well, this image here on the right hand side just above where it says hard, which showcases that this is one of the Guardians Gala events. Now, you can just open these as they are, or if we head to the store, you'll see that you get here, for Plex, you can buy a load of these Guardians Gala decoders. Now, you can use a decoder to securely receive all items inside a safe. The encrypted safe can be obtained from the Guardian Gala login rewards and limited time news mission rewards. This means that basically you can kind of go through the content, you can force open the safes manually, but you're more likely to get the 15-day versions rather than the permanent ones. Apparently the permanent ones are possible, however, they're just rarer. Or you can use the decoders here to sort of guarantee that you're going to get the permanent skins. They are still random, and it adds a nice little event there to things. Now let's actually have a look at some of these skins that are available, because they are seriously, seriously cool. The Prophecy is no longer a golden space turkey, it is now a black and rose ship with the Guardians Gala logo there on the side, and I just love this. I love this colour scheme so much. Okay, I'm probably going to get a bit of mocking for this, but simply put, pink is actually one of my favourite colours. I love that sort of sakura, sort of cherry blossom pink. That metallic pink fading into the black there, I just think that is so absolutely badass. We've also got one for the Retriever series here, which again, I think looks really cool. I love the way that the middle section there really stands out, that sort of glowing smog effect in the middle, and the flames bursting out of it. Obviously, none of the flames are part of the standard Retriever, but I think they just add a new dimension with that skin act. Just check that, just looks amazing. Of course, I should mention as well with the Prophecy, if you were to buy the Prophecy one here, you do get the Prophecy Guardian and the Prophecy 2 Guardian included, and it's the same with all of them here that are listed as a series. We then have the Phantasm Heartbreaker, so if you're one of the many people flying a Phantasm faction cruiser, this 100% is a skin I would wholeheartedly be looking at. I adore that Lumo purple detailing in there, like neon lights right there at the front. I need a Phantasm again just to have that. I do have the Cinnabal, however, I currently am using the Yule skin for the Cinnabal, the Christmas version. This, however, oh my goodness, if I end up getting hold of this, yeah, that might never leave my Cinnabal. I love it. I love that sort of metallic pink on the front, fading into that black on the back with that neon purple detailing. It's just so cool. Same with the Nightmare. We get another skin for the Nightmare here. Very cool. I'm just going to be saying very cool the whole way through. And for the Vindicator. So obviously it's not every one of the faction cruisers or battleships, but if you're flying a Vindicator, a Nightmare, a Cinnabal, or a Phantasm, you can get the Heartbreaker skins. And I love on the Vindicator here how you have that almost vein or spiderweb sort of bit at the front there. That to me is just insanely cool, as is that purple detailing there in amongst the black, especially inside the split hull. Now, it's not just the Heartbreaker skins, we do have the Rose Thorn skins as well. Now, the Venture line gets a set of these. I've showed already that at day 7 of the daily login rewards you will get the Venture version of this, but if you did want to go ahead and spend 154 Plex on the skins here, you'll get the Venture Trainer, the Venture 2, and the Venture 3. All of them are the same, it just means whichever version of the Venture you're flying, you get to keep that skin. And I do like the way that these have sort of the metallic purple, and then this soft gold around it as well, and it shows up on some of the other skins as well. Notably, the Tramiel. We finally get a Tramiel skin. And to be honest, this is not my favourite. I think they could have done a bit more with this. I'd have liked to have seen the purple and the gold swapped, for example. But I still really like this, and I am hoping to find one of these in one of the boxes. If not, I will just buy this on the last day. And grab it and make sure I get it before it goes. But I love the fact that we get a Tramiel skin, and that purple, again, metallic purple and gold, very cool. The Succubus gets another skin. Again, I am running around in the Winter Yule one at the moment, which I find hilarious. I love it. But if you fancy being a metallic purple Space Beetle, this is where you go for it. We then start to look at things like the Healer, another faction cruiser there. This one gets the Rose Thorn. Very cool. I don't think we get an Ashamu though, sadly. No, the only faction ones we get are the Phantasm, the Cinnabal, the Nightmare, the Vindicator, the Dramiel, the Succubus, and the Healer. Then as we come into the mainline ships, we get the Apocalypse. Okay, the Apocalypse is only available at Tech 10, and I'm not going to state what this reminds me of. I think there's some of you already snickering at the back there. It's an unusual choice. I'll just say that and move on swiftly. The Armageddon, I think this one has come out really nicely. I love that golden sort of colour on it, and how that meshes with the metallic purple. Very cool looking battleship skin. And of course that is a Tech 9 battle skin, so some of you guys will be able to be flying these in the next couple of days. I think it's Tuesday for me that I hit Tech 9 personally. I hope some of you are around the same sort of time. Same with the Caracal. This is another one of the series ships. So this, you get the Caracal Trainer, the Caracal Navy issue, and the Caracal Sniper. If you're flying any version of Caracal, if you have this skin license, you'll be able to use that on it. And again, lovely little soft gold there in amongst all of the purple. Coming down, we then have the Drake series. This one, again, I think they could have done a bit more with this one, if I'm being honest. The fact that it's basically block metallic purple across, there's just not enough of the little gold detailing. I would have liked to have seen these raised bits towards the front. You've got the two sort of, I don't know what you'd call them, there's two lumpy bits here on the right-hand side of the image at the moment that I think could have been in gold, or perhaps even the probe sort of sensor array along the top there. Again, could have been in the gold. Not a bad skin by any stretch, just think they could have done more with it. Like here on the rattlesnake, sorry, not the rattlesnake, the scorpion, we get small detailing on the sides of the wings, and we get the top of the scorpion tail. The stinger, if you like, is in gold. It gives a little bit of detail there. I wouldn't have minded seeing perhaps the fins or a couple of more plates there being the gold, but it's still a very cool metallic skin. The Raven, again, this is now one that is coming down to Tech 9, so some of you guys will be able to fly this. Sadly, again, I think it is missing a lot of the gold detailing, but still, a metallic purple Raven, the Caldari logo stands up so nicely on that. I think that's a really badass looking ship, and that's still one of the cooler looking skins there for the Raven. The Vexor series, this is one I think they have managed to do right. Again, that gold detailing there, especially like that front section, those front paneling and sort of the horn at the top there, I think that looks really, really nice. And the armor plating on the back there, of course, this all folds away and moves back and forward as the Vexor goes into and out of warp. So you can kind of see it almost there, a little tiny graphical bug showcasing there. Those, obviously, the gun platforms, the gun mountings move into the ship and the thing closes, giving a much more purple armor around it. To me, that is an amazing skin, and again, it's one of the series, so you will get all four of the skins: the Vexor, the Trainer, the Navy issue, and the Sniper. Then we have the Megathron, again, another Tech 9 battleship, and this one I think is done right. We've got a lot of that soft gold detailing on here, with the metallic bits and pieces in between as well, the metallic purple. Very cool colour scheme. That is one that if I were flying a Megathron, I keep going to use the faction battleship names. If I were flying a Megathron, that is 100% the skin I would be using. That just looks really badass, without being so overly ostentatious as some amore ships are. Same with the Dominics. Again, we get that gold. Are you seeing why, like, the Caldari ones there earlier were disappointing me a little bit in comparison? Like, here you've got the gold, you've got that deeper gold on the sort of the sides there. There's a lot of really intricate detailing on this. That metallic purple across the board as well. Very cool looking ship. Even the Stabber, thank goodness, finally gets a decent set of skins. I'm not a fan of the soot skins that are currently available in the game for the Stabber, and I didn't like the Stabber Trainer's exoplanets or the amore one either, because the amore one, the Purity of the Throne, just made it look like a thucker, sort of the standard white one like the Stabber Trainer. Made the Stabber look like the Stabber Trainer, and if you had the Stabber Trainer using the exoplanets, it just made the Stabber Trainer look like the standard Stabber, because it just turned it orange. This, however, again, it's a series one. I love the fact you've got all that metallic purple detailing, you've got little hints of the gold here and there, and I do love how the lights and the intakes there at the back actually pick out some of those details for you as well, plus the launch bays on the side there at the front, glowing in that soft pink light. That is a very cool skin, and if you're flying a Stabber, I think that's a really nice one to add on to there. The Cyclone gets another new skin as well. Again, lots of the little gold detailing, especially around sort of the solar panels or sensor arrays or whatever they are at the front of the ship there, plus the lighting picking out the detailing on the metallics. It's a series one, so if you're flying a Cyclone or either version of the Cyclone Guardian, that will work. The Hurricane finally gets a good skin as well, because, again, we have the Hurricane prototype getting soot, but it just doesn't look that great. Here, I really want this on the Silent Rose. That is such a cool looking skin. The metallic purple, the way the lights shine on it. This one, again, it does have a little bit of the gold detail. At first, I was like, oh great, is this like the Caldari ones? It's missing that gold detail, but then I spotted it there in between the panels. I'm like, actually, that's really quite handsome, just those small little picks in the middle there to pick it out. And again, it's a series, so if, like me, you have the prototype, the Hurricane, and you're aiming for a Hurricane Logistics, you can use the same skin on all of them. The Typhoon, again, so now we've got a battleship like the Raven, Tech 9 missile battleship using large missiles. This one does get that gold detailing. Now, unfortunately, this has to compete with the Typhoon fire skin, which quite frankly, I think is one of the most amazing battleships in the game, but this is not bad at all. I love the little gold trimming and the detailing there. Again, it's nice and classy without being overly ostentatious like the amore ships often are. I really like this one. It's just unfortunate that that has to compete with the fire skin for me, and the fire skin is just going to win on a Typhoon. Finally then, the Tempest. Everyone knows this is my favourite looking Minotaur battleship, and I love how, again, it's got that metallic metal purple around it, plus all the little gold detailing, especially around the back there on the propulsion system. It's almost a Nordic design there, and I really like that. So there's some very cool skins that are available there. You can find these in the crates, or you can buy them direct on the store here. I am hoping maybe this week, if I speak to NetEase very nicely, I might be able to do a giveaway with some of these. We shall have to see. It might just be in a mega giveaway again in this coming week, so do stay tuned for that. But if I just go down very quickly, I just want to point out, there's the Hurricane one I was talking about. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't really compete, does it? And it's the same, unfortunately, when we go up to battleships, when we look at the Typhoon. The Typhoon Metallic, the Rose Thorn Typhoon is awesome, but it's just not the Fire Typhoon, is it? It's just not the Fire Typhoon. That is one of the baddest looking skins in the entire game. But some very cool skins there indeed. We've got some nice encounters. The fact that it's done as news missions does disappoint me slightly. Obviously, I've talked about news missions before. I really liked the Halloween event, the Crimson Harvest. The fact that those were anomalies in space that everyone wanted to do meant that people would fly into those, try and clear them, and for a solo PvPer like me, it gave me targets to engage. I could go into one of those sites knowing that there's probably someone there, and I could actually engage in PvP. Obviously, they existed in HiSec as well, and I would have liked to have seen them done kind of the anomaly version and the encounter version. I get that some people would spend hours clearing one of these, only in the last few seconds have someone come in and steal it out from under them. Now, I would argue that ultimately that's the point of being in an alliance or corporation. If you're in nullsec and you're clearing one of those encounters on your own and someone comes in to steal it, you should theoretically be calling for backup and get a nice little engagement going on there to push them away. Piracy, as much as people seem to hate it, is a big part of EVE. I've lost stuff to pirates, of course. I am a pirate, so it works both ways. You win some, you lose some. And I'm kind of sad that the Christmas event and the Guardians Gala here are constrained to news encounters. These are obviously private once you're in them. So if I take on, for example, the Hunter's Trap here, and I accept that, I would fly out to Mo, I would do that jump into the mission like any other encounter, I clear that mission, and then I can just fly away to safety. Whilst I'm in that encounter, no one can do anything to me. Now, that's a 5 million ISK encounter that gets me another one of those safes at the end as well. I get that this time around, by having the stuff in the rewards means that no one can jump in and loot it. But again, I feel that solo PvP is really suffering in EVE Echoes at the moment, and I would have loved to have seen some kind of encounter system where you have PvP for this kind of thing. I know that it's not everyone's cup of tea, but that's why we get some of the crates and the daily login rewards, or you could have these and some kind of public combat encounter. Maybe a public combat encounter that drops the keys, for example, the decoders. That would be really cool, because then you have to go into PvP to get the decoders. Fleet up with some mates, make sure that you're nice and safe, get those, then come out and open up those boxes. Now, I'm really excited about this. Of course I am. The login rewards, of course, it's, again, you've got a whole load of extra skill points in there. We're getting some cool skins, plus some of the ship-fitting rigs, and I love those ship-fitting rigs. My goodness, I go through them like, you know, you would not believe. And of course, I'm fitting cheap frigates with them all the time. The fact that on day 7 you get the Venture skin, even if you're an alpha clone, I think is really cool. I do love the fact that there's some really handsome looking skins in this. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What you think of this event, how you think it's being handled. Is it a good event for you? Are you enjoying this? Is this something that you're like, I wish they'd done it this way, or I wish they'd done it that way? Which of these skins is your favourite? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys what you think on this one all. Also, just before we go, in regards to the insurance system, please stop asking my opinion of this. I have made my opinion clear elsewhere. It is basically a simple case that I think the insurance system is an important part of Eve Echoes. I think that a lot of the people who are reacting to it and saying that it has ruined the game are possibly overreacting and just being a little bit too sort of doom and gloom about it. I do understand how it's working and how it is impacting manufacturing at the moment, but for crying out loud, it is nothing in this game has been perfect the first time it's launched. That's how this works. It launches, we give the devs feedback, they take that feedback, they improve on it in future. We've been running on a system with insurance where basically you could just recover the entire ship completely for free just by contacting them. At least this way the devs are making some money out of it, and it is still getting some buy orders off the market as well, so manufacturers are getting something out of it. Is it a perfect system? Absolutely not. There is definitely a lot of room for improvement here, and I'm certain the devs are working on that. They're looking at the system, looking at the feedback that guys are giving them, and they will work on improving that and making things better. Is this a shameless cash grab? No, I don't think it is. I think it's the developers trying to do the best they can, and unfortunately they just missed the mark ever so slightly this time. Give them a bit of slack, have a little patience, they'll come right in the end, I promise. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching on this one. Again, I do look forward to reading your comments down below. I'm sorry that I've been a bit absent on the content front recently. I hope to be back in the next couple of days. Yeah, there's been a lot of worries, a lot of driving around with our cats and with my wife. Doctor's visits, vets visits. It's been a crazy, hectic couple of days. So thank you for bearing with me, and I hope to be back in full capacity soon. Thanks for watching, folks. Happy sailing. See you in New Eden.